On the same day I buried my son, my entire family chose to celebrate my sister's birthday instead. But what none of them knew is that she had destroyed my marriage in a way that almost no one would ever forgive. And today, for the first time, I will reveal everything. No more silence. My name is Helena. I'm 42 years old, and for most of my life, I've felt like a ghost inside my own family. You know that kind of person who's always there for everyone, always showing up, always helping, always sacrificing, but somehow, never truly seen. That's me, the invisible one. The second choice, the background character in my own story, I grew up in a house where love was never something you received. It was something you had to earn. And no matter what I did, no matter how hard I tried, it was never enough. Because I had a sister. Her name is Laura, the golden child. The one who could do no wrong. The one who was always celebrated, adored, protected, while I was just there. Always the one expected to understand, to forgive, to accept being left aside. I was the responsible one. The one who held everything together while she lived her life without consequences. And it hurts. God, it hurts more than I can even explain. You don't realize how deep those wounds go until life forces you. To face them head on, I became a nurse. Maybe because deep down, I thought that if I kept saving others, maybe one day, someone would finally save me. I married young Marcos, a man who at first made me believe I could be someone's priority, someone's choice, someone's only. We had 2 beautiful children. For a while, I believed we were building something solid, something real, but life has a cruel way of reminding you where you belong, or at least where others think you belong. Marcos wasn't perfect. Kind, yes, but weak, emotionally unstable, easily influenced by everything around him, by everyone around him, and life tested us in ways no parent should ever endure. Our oldest son, fell into a deep, dark depression. Years of struggle, years of fighting, therapy, medication, endless nights holding him while he cried. While I cried, and Marcos, well, sometimes he was there, sometimes he wasn't, because pain reveals people. And let me tell you, some truths are so ugly, so devastating, that even now my hands tremble just remembering. You see, when you're the strong one. When everyone believes you can handle anything, something terrifying happens. They stop showing up for you. They stop caring about your pain. Because, they assume you'll survive anyway. They assume you don't break, but I do. I did. I broke in ways I never imagined possible. The day my son died, a part of me died with him. And while I was drowning in the deepest grief imaginable, my family, my own family, was planning balloons, cakes, and champagne because it was Laura's birthday, because God forbid anything, ever, ruin Laura's day. They didn't come to the funeral. They didn't call. They didn't check in. Not a single one of them. They were all at her party, smiling, toasting, posting pictures online while I stood there, next to my son's grave, completely alone. But what no one knew, what no one even imagined was that Laura, my perfect, untouchable sister, had already stabbed me in a way that no mother, no wife, no woman should ever experience. Because while I was fighting for my son's life, while I was holding my family together, she was busy destroying the only thing I thought I could still count on, my marriage. And now, for the first time, I will tell you exactly how I found out and what I did. When the truth finally became too heavy to carry in silence, grief does something strange to you. It strips you down. It tears away every mask, every layer, every illusion you've ever built, just to survive. The day I buried my son, I stood there alone, completely utterly alone. Not because I wanted to be, but because my own family, the people who were supposed to stand by me, hold me, carry me, when I couldn't even breathe, chose something else. They chose her. They chose Clara, my little sister, her birthday, her party, her perfect, shiny, Instagram-worthy life, balloons, champagne, smiles, music while I stood by a hole in the ground, Watching them lower the only reason I ever truly felt like I mattered, into the dirt. You have no idea what it feels like. To look around and realize that not a single person you thought loved you, is there no hand to hold, no arms, to collapse into just silence, deafening, suffocating a silence, so loud it feels like it's crushing your chest. But here's the thing, that was just the surface, because underneath that unbearable pain was something darker, something I had buried, locked away, something that had been eating me alive for 4 long years. You see, grief didn't create this loneliness, it just exposed it. made it impossible to ignore. I had been alone long before that funeral, and maybe I had been pretending not to see it. Pretending that if I just worked harder, loved more, forgave faster, things would eventually get better, but no. The truth was, my family had been abandoning me in pieces, for years. And Clara, my sister wasn't just the golden child. She wasn't just the favorite. She was the knife, the wound, the reason my world started falling apart, long before that casket was ever built. 4 years ago, I found out something that shattered me in ways I still can't fully explain. Clara, had an affair, with my husband, with Marcos, the man I built my life with, the man I trusted to be my partner, my safe place, my anchor. You know, that kind of betrayal that doesn't just break your heart. It breaks something deeper, something primal, something in your soul. And what's worse, it wasn't just some meaningless mistake. No, it was calculated, repeated, hidden in plain sight. Right under my nose, family gatherings, birthdays, holidays, smiles, jokes, laughter, while behind closed doors. They were tearing me apart without me even knowing. And here's the part that still makes me sick when I think about it. My son, he knew, he found out. He wasn't supposed to, but he did, and it destroyed him. Watching his father betray his mother, and watching his aunt, someone he loved, someone he trusted, be part of it. It broke something inside him that never fully healed. I saw it. I saw the light leave his eyes. The way he withdrew, the way he stopped believing in people, in love, in family. And no matter how hard I tried to pull him back, I couldn't. I failed him. I failed my own child because I couldn't protect him from the ugliest truth imaginable. And now, as I stood at his grave, while my family danced and laughed at Clara's birthday party, something inside me snapped. All the years of silence, all the years of swallowing the pain, pretending, surviving, they collapsed. I realized, I couldn't carry this secret anymore. Not for them, not for her, not for anyone. Because silence protects the wrong people. And I was done. Protecting anyone who never, not once, protected me. So I made a decision, right there, at that grave. I was going to tell them. I was going to tell everyone, every single thing they wanted to pretend like I didn't exist, like my pain didn't matter. Fine. But I was about to show them exactly who, and what, they had been protecting all these years. No more lies, no more pretending, no more silence. They had chosen Clara's birthday over my son's funeral, so I was about to give them a birthday gift they would never, ever, forget. You know, sometimes, I wonder if my life was always meant to be like this. Like I was born to play the background, to be invisible, to be the one who holds everyone together while no one holds me. Growing up, it was always clear Clara was the star, the golden child, the one with the bright smile, the perfect grades, the endless praise, and me. I was the responsible one, the helper, the fixer, the one who didn't need attention. Because Helena's strong, Helena can handle it. That's what they always said. I learned early that my role was to swallow my needs, to make room for everyone else's happiness. If Clara cried, they ran to her. If I cried, they asked me why I was being dramatic. If Clara succeeded, it was a celebration. If I succeeded, it was expected. You know what that does to a child? What it teaches you about love, about your worth. You grow up believing that love is conditional, that you have to earn it by not being a burden, by being useful, by disappearing just enough to make space for others. And when I met Marcos, I thought, maybe, just maybe, someone finally saw me, really saw me. He was gentle, funny, attentive in ways I didn't know were possible. We met in college. I was studying nursing. He was in business. And for the first time, I felt safe. Wanted asterisk enough. We married young, built a home, had dreams. And when our first son Lucas was born, I felt something I had never felt before. A love that was mine, pure, untouchable. Lucas was different, quiet, sensitive, brilliant in ways that made me both proud and protective. He was my shadow, my light. But as the years passed, something started shifting with Marcos. Subtle at first. The long silences, the distance, the way his eyes stopped meeting mine. I told myself, it's stress, work, life. Marriage is hard, right? And I was busy, being a mom, a wife, a daughter, still trying to prove to her family that I mattered. And then, our second child was born. More responsibilities, more noise, more reasons to ignore that gnawing feeling in my gut, that something ... wasn't right. But nothing could have prepared me for what was coming. Lucas was 12 when everything ... started to unravel. I remember that day like it's stitched into my skin. He came home from school ... different. Quiet, but not his usual quiet. Hollow, empty. I asked what was wrong. He said ... nothing. But from that day on, he started to fade. Slowly ... painfully. The laughter ... gone. The spark in his eyes gone. His grades dropped. He stopped seeing friends, stopped talking to us ... to me, and I tried. God knows I tried. Therapy, support, love. I held him. I told him I loved him every single day, but I didn't know. I didn't know what had broken him. Until one afternoon ... 4 years ago. I was looking for a photo on his old phone, and there ... buried in his videos ... was something that ... I swear, shattered me in ways I didn't think were humanly possible. It was Lucas ... talking to himself ... recording a video. Tears in his eyes, voice shaking ... saying, "My dad destroyed us ... with Aunt Clara. I don't even know what's real anymore ... I couldn't breathe, I couldn't think. My heart felt like it exploded inside my chest. My hands were shaking so badly I almost dropped the phone. For a moment, I thought ... no ... this can't be. This has to be a mistake. But deep down, I always knew something was wrong. I just ... Never imagined this. I confronted Marcos that same night. And when I say confronted ... it wasn't screaming or throwing things. It was ... broken. I was ... broken. I asked ... is it true? Tell me it's not true ... And he didn't even deny it. He collapsed, cried, begged, said it was a mistake, said it only lasted 6 months, that it happened during the time I was in and out of the hospital with Lucas when we thought he had an autoimmune condition, while I was fighting for our son's health ... He was fighting for something else ... with my sister, my own sister, my blood, and the worst part, he said ... it's over. It meant nothing. Please don't tell anyone. Don't ruin the family over this. As if I was the one who could destroy the family. As if his betrayal ... her betrayal, wasn't already a bomb that detonated everything I ever believed in. And in that moment, something terrifying happened. I stayed quiet. I said ... nothing. Not to my parents, not to anyone. Maybe I was scared. Scared of losing what little was left. Scared of losing what little was left. Scared of Lucas breaking even more. If the whole family collapsed, scared of confirming ... that I really was ... alone. So I stayed, I swallowed it. I locked it deep inside me ... thinking, maybe I can survive this. Maybe time will heal it. Maybe ... it'll go away. But it didn't. It got worse. Lucas ... he never recovered. He spiraled fast. Therapy ... medication ... hospitalizations, the looks from neighbors, the whispers ... the judgment, people asking ... what's wrong with Lucas? Why is he like this? And I couldn't even answer, because how do you tell them ... his soul is broken? That he saw the two people he trusted most destroy the very foundation of his world. And the silence, it became a prison. My marriage turned into a performance. Smiles for the outside. Death ... on the inside. And then ... the day that I feared ... the day that still haunts every second of my life ... came. In the middle of the pandemic, isolated, numb, Lucas took his own life. I found him. I can't even describe it. There are no words, no screams, no air, just ... emptiness. A part of me ... died with him. Maybe the biggest part. And yet, even in that nightmare ... I thought, maybe now. FINALLY. My family will show up. Maybe now. They'll be here for me. For us. But no. On the day of his funeral, when I called, when I asked ... where are you? Do you know what they said? Clara's birthday was already planned ... we can't cancel. You know how important it is to her ... as if my son's life, his death ... was an inconvenience. As if my grief could be scheduled around balloons and cake and that ... that was the final knife. The confirmation that I had never really belonged, that I was ... disposable, replaceable, forgettable. But what they didn't know ... was that I done being silent, done protecting the very people who watched me drowned ... and called it ... family. The day of the family lunch came faster than I expected. I almost didn't go. Almost stayed. Home, drowning in the same silence they shoved me into my whole life, but something inside me shifted. A part of me that had been silent for too long, finally stood up. As I walked through the front door of my parents' house, it hit me. The laughter, the clinking of glasses, the fake smiles, the conversations about meaningless things, vacations, promotions, recipes, as if nothing had happened, as if Lucas never existed, as if his death was just a minor inconvenience they had already moved past. My heart pounded so hard it felt like it might burst through my chest. My hands were shaking, but I knew there was no turning back. Not today, not anymore. I sat there, watching them, observing how easily they carried on, how easily they erased my son, erased me, and then I stood up. Slowly, every pair of eyes turned to me. Some confused, some annoyed, some pretending not to notice. My father cleared his throat. "Helena, what is it now?" My mother frowned. "Can we not do this today?" Clara's birthday was already tense enough. Because of me, because I dared to grieve. I swallowed hard. My legs were trembling, but my voice, my voice was steady. Steadier than I ever imagined. "I won't take much of your time," I said. I have something to share. Something all of you deserve to hear." From my bag, I pulled an envelope. Thin, simple, but heavier than anything I've ever held in my life. Inside, was the video. The one Lucas recorded, his voice, his pain, his truth, and a screenshot, of the message Marcos sent me after I confronted him. His confession, his apology, his cowardice, written in black and white. I placed my phone on the table, clicked speaker, and looked at every single one of them, straight in the eye. You all chose to celebrate a life, while I was burying mine. The only reason, I survived this family was Lucas. And now that he's gone, I think it's only fair, that you hear what you helped bury with him. I pressed play, and for the first time, there was silence. Real silence. Not the awkward kind. Not the dismissive kind, but the kind that suffocates, that wraps around your throat like a rope. Lucas's voice filled the room, fragile, broken, raw. I don't even know how to exist anymore. I don't know how to look at my dad knowing what he did. With Aunt Clara, I don't know who to trust, I don't know if love is even real. Maybe it's all just a lie. Maybe I'm the problem. Maybe if I disappeared, everyone would be happier, double quotes, my mother gasped. My father's face turned white. Clara's fork slipped from her hand, crashing against the porcelain plate. Marcos, stared at the floor, not even daring to lift his head. And then, the second bomb dropped. I opened the message. Hit play on the text-to-speech I recorded, because some truths need to be heard, not just read. "Helena, please, don't tell anyone. It meant nothing. I swear it's over. I was weak. I was lonely. Don't ruin the family over this. The words echoed, bouncing off the walls, stabbing through skin, bone, soul. My mother covered her mouth. Tears welled in her eyes. My father stood, then sat, then stood again, as if trying to outrun the reality that was now undeniable. And Clara, Clara. Her face went pale. Her lips trembled. Helena, but I raised my hand. Don't, not a word. You had your chance to speak the truth. Years ago, you didn't. You chose silence. You chose betrayal, just like the rest of them. The silence was unbearable. You could hear the clock ticking, the breathing, the stifled sobs. And then, the flood. My mother broke down. Why, why didn't you tell us? I laughed. A hollow, bitter laugh. Tell you? Tell who? The same people who couldn't even pause a birthday to stand beside me at my son's funeral. The same people who have ignored my pain, my entire life. My father slammed his hand. On the table, this, This is not the time or the place. I turned to him. Rage and grief swirling in my chest like a hurricane. Oh no, This is exactly the time. This is exactly the place. Because this is the family you built. A family where betrayal hides behind smiles, where pain is swept under the rug, where my son, my child, died thinking he was the problem, when the truth is, it was all of you. Marcos tried to speak. Helena, please, double quotes, but I cut him off. No, you don't get to speak. You had your chance. You had years to speak. Instead, you hid, you lied, and you let me carry this alone. While watching our son, disappear, piece by piece. Clara collapsed into tears. IDIDN, single quotes, T. I didn't mean I never wanted. You never wanted it to come out. That's what you mean. Because the truth, you wanted it enough to do it over and over. While I was fighting for Lucas's life, while I was breaking ... you were choosing yourselves ... every ... time. No one moved. No one breathed. The destruction was ... total. The perfect little facade. Shattered into pieces too sharp to ever be put back together. And for the first time ... I didn't care. I didn't care about their shame, asterisk, their tears, their guilt, because now they could drown in it, just like they let me drown. Just like they let Lucas drown. I stood ... gathered my things, looked around one last time ... and said ... congratulations. Now, we're a family, who finally tells the truth, and I walked out. Head high, heartbroken, but ... free ... the next morning ... I did what I should have done years ago. I walked into my lawyer's office, placed the phone on his desk, and said, I'm done. File the divorce. Full custody. I don't want a cent more than what's fair, but I want out. For me, for my daughter, for what's left of my sanity. The weight, the unbearable, suffocating weight ... started to lift. I packed my life into boxes, not just clothes or furniture, but memories ... wounds, and the pieces of a woman I was no longer willing to be. With my daughter's hand in mine, we left. New city, new air, a place where no one knew my story, where no one looked at me with pity ... or judgment ... or fake smiles. For the first time, I didn't need to prove my worth to anyone, not my parents, not my sister, not my husband, not even the ghost of the woman I used to be. I enrolled in college psychology, not for a diploma, but for survival ... for meaning. I needed to understand how silence kills, how betrayal poisons, how women ... mothers, like me ... are taught to disappear ... while holding everyone else together, and I swore that from that day forward, I would help every woman who ever felt invisible, every mother drowning in a pain no one dares to speak of. I wasn't just rebuilding my life, I was rewriting it. Not as the responsible daughter, not as the betrayed wife, but as the woman who finally chose ... herself. I used to believe ... that being silent was the same as being strong, that holding everything together was what made me worthy of love. For years, I accepted being the background character in my own life, the responsible one, the dependable one, the one who swallowed her pain ... just to keep the family from falling apart. But the truth is, silence doesn't protect the innocent. It only shields the guilty, and it destroys you ... from the inside out. I finally understood that loving others should never mean abandoning yourself. That being a good wife, a good mother, or a good daughter doesn't mean accepting betrayal or shrinking to fit into someone else's comfort. I stopped begging for crumbs of love ... for approval ... for validation from people who only knew how to take. I chose myself, I chose my daughter, I chose to breathe, to heal ... to start over, and I learned that speaking your truth may cost you everything you thought you needed, but it gives you something far greater, your freedom, your dignity ... your life back. I'm no longer the invisible one. I'm no longer the woman who waits ... hopes ... and breaks in silence. I am the woman who stands, who speaks, who survives, and who now knows her worth. Share your story in the comments and subscribe to our channel. This is a safe place. No judgment, just healing. Confession stories where pain turns into power.